Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Underground Nation slash Drew Coover Nation. And today, like I already said, we have a big guest, Drew Coover from BC. If you guys didn't know, and let me bring him up on the stage here. And yeah, if you want to introduce yourself,
My
this is the
friends,
time.
my friends, what a beautiful day. Introduce myself. Well, the introduction is complete after I talk about all the beautiful things that have happened over the past week. I was involved in, unfortunately, my nanny was murdered a few years ago in his house. He's a caretaker of a house in Vancouver, British Columbia. In British Columbia, all the parks have houses on the parks in the parks, and they have bathrooms and stuff, but they have a live-in person. They call it a caretaker suite. And this gentleman was a 77-year-old man. He was, unfortunately, his life was taken by somebody that's really messed up in the head. He was found guilty after about 11 weeks of court hearings. It was extremely stressful. The media, again, like, it's funny, Big Dog, the media, I'm the they've asked me to speak a lot at the court hearings when anything big has happened. And this last time they asked me to speak, usually they ask me questions that, identify issues that I'm, concerned with in relationship to the courts and the system and how it plays out. But this time was really interesting. The questions they were asking me, they were almost trying to force me to say positive things about the court system and how this guy got, found guilty, and now it's all going to be better. And it's all just a bunch of baloney pony, because the reality was, when my friend was murdered, December 7th, 2021, this guy that murdered him, we knew who it was fairly soon. They were on a search for him. They did find him. He was arrested in March. He did admit to the murder, but he did say, "My friend he said that my friend is a vampire." And he tried to bite him, and this guy murdered my friend out of self-defense. And clearly it wasn't self-defense, man. Anyways, you know what it all goes to? I could talk for hours about this, but what it all goes down to is, through the system, we've heard that this gentleman, this did I just call him a gentleman, this mother
Hmm.
piece of is going to identify as Muslim, or he's going to identify as indigenous. I heard this through the grapevine with the sheriffs that I talked to. He's going to identify as one of these three things. I guess in Canada, if you identify as Muslim, if you identify as black, they say it African American, but I just call it black. It's really, people are black and people are white, and people have different other tones. But if you identify as black, African American, if you identify as Aboriginal, or you identify as Muslim, you have your time. Uh, your time is decreased, so you get, like, 10 years. Because you're African American, you might get 5 years instead. So I don't understand this whole court system. It's all kind of really just a big mess. Oh, there it is right there. You want to go through it?
Yeah, let's go. And one thing I'd add is like, why would they even try to like bring questions about how to like to make the basically from what you said that they're trying to ask you question to like uplift the court system or like
Yeah, they were
glorify
trying
it.
to ask me, like, how did you feel when you heard the judge say the words guilty? And it's funny, when they asked me this question, my response to the question was this: while it took 4 years for me to wait, and this morning I had to listen for 1 hour and 53 minutes to the judge read her findings, which was 58 pages long. And when a judge is reading them, it seemed like a decade, all for her to say 8 words together at the end saying the guy's guilty. So it was really just a travesty.
Yeah, and since 2021, now the verdict in 2025. Like if they already had this guy um basically had a confession.
Yeah,
They
he
already
confessed.
had. Do you not think that it's kind of too long for a case that is basically airtight?
No shit. I have a question for you. You're a black guy.
Yeah.
What do you think of this whole system in Canada where if you identify as black, then you'll get a lenient sentence as a result of the discrimination and stuff that's happened with different cultures over the past 20 or 30 years. Not to
I
put
don't.
you on the not to put you on the spot, but I've never actually asked a person of color in relation to black. I'm color
Mhm.
too, right? I'm just white. I don't like this. Like they say, oh, a person of color. Well, does that automatically mean it's a black person or it's a native person?
To be honest, I don't know much about this subject on how they're giving like African American or black people more lenient charges, but
Hmm.
there was a
It's
from
not
from
the
what I've
charge.
from
It's not the
I
charge.
mean time.
It's the time that you get. So if you're black and you go to jail for murder too, the minimum time you're in jail is like 10 years. But because you're black, Aboriginal, or Muslim, maybe it's only 7 now. How do you feel about that? Like, what do you think about that? I like to get your point of view as
To be honest,
black people.
I this is the first time I hear of this. But there is a over representation of black people in the system right now.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So maybe in the past they were giving charges that was probably more time, and now they're trying to reverse this. And
Hmm.
maybe it's not time to do these certain things because of all these diversity, inclusion,
Hmm.
and whatever all these things. It's probably not the right time to do these things, but um
It's just
there
interesting, eh?
there is a lot of I can't lie, bro. I seen an article of this rapper who basically did a M in a casino and unalived a security guard, and basically barely got any time like that. It was even the co-defendant got very lenient charges, and I think it's because of all the maybe in the past it was harder for certain for black people to get
No,
like less
it's
time.
horrible. Like the reality was, being I've got the document up on the wall there. Being a foster parent or private contractor with the Ministry for Children and Family Development in British Columbia, there was a time back in 2007, 2008 that I think it's like 70 or 80% of the kids in care were of Aboriginal. They're Aboriginals, they're native kids. And they did do a big fluctuation where they sent the Aboriginal kids, they stopped, trying to take the kids into care. And then it was very difficult because in order to do that, they had to find homes of family members for the children. But that was a difficult situation to find homes of the children for, like, family, aunt, uncle, family member. That was very difficult, but I know they
Mhm.
have shifted now to the Aboriginals don't really come into care. They actually do find families, which is a fantastic thing because no kid should be in foster care. No kid.
Honestly, I don't know much about these topics to really have a comment still, but eh, I guess it's just the misrepresentation that they're trying to
Yeah, I
flip
had a
back.
I had here's an interesting story. What's the guy's name? Here, I'm gonna Google it. Music, uh, blues, um, singer, foster kids. Who's the guy? He's a major blues singer. Um, He's a major blues singer. He's a black guy, and he had a lot of children across North America. And one of his kids is a social worker in Vancouver, and they had a
Mm.
she had a child. And that boy came and lived in my home, and he's a black kid. Oh, what's his name? Hot Tub. What's that guy's name? He sings Hot Tub. Hot Tub make you sweat.
Wait, let me Google the
You
hot
know who I'm
tub.
talking about? Hot Tub. Hot Tub.
He's from BC.
No, man, Hot Tub. Hot Tub. You know, the singer. Hot Tub. Uh, who sings Hot Tub? Who sings Hot
Keith
Tub?
Sweat. Is it Keith Sweat?
No, man. Oh, man. Why is his name not here? He's a big, huge musician. Anyways, he had
James Brown.
James Brown. So
James Brown.
James Brown, bro, like that guy had like he went to I mean you can Google it.
James Brown's a legend.
James, so you can Google. So just Google and bring it up on the screen for our friends. James Brown had like supposedly dozens, if not hundreds, of kids, and a lot of musicians too. They have a lot of children, like a lot of wives and girlfriends, and they just did. And anyways, he had a child that when he passed away, all the children got together to go after his money because he had a lot of money. And so all the families went after his money. Anyways, there's a lady here in Vancouver. She's a social worker that came from him. She had a son, and her son was in my house. He was a foster kid. And
Holy.
I had a resource worker, so someone that worked with me. I was a foster parent, so I had a social worker attached to my house, and that person would put kids in and out of my home, and they'd try to place the kids in the proper, ethnicity. So I had this black kid in my house. His name is what's his name? Super awesome kid. Anyways, they wanted to move the kid out of my house. And the kid really liked me and he liked my house. But, this social worker had biases because he was like, oh, well, the kid can't stay with you because you're white. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, the kid's black and he needs to be around black men. I'm like, what do you mean by that? It's like, that's wrong to say that. He goes, well, no. And the kid actually, we ended up moving the kid into a friend of mine. He's a foster parent, black guy, Alexis. It's just interesting, to see, the different biases that people have out there. And like I said, as our title today, right? Everything's just. What do you think about this? Like everything's just changed so fast. Can you keep up to it?
Honestly, I can't even keep up. But what I do think is like a lot of people have this they have this sentiment of like to keep the culture together, like even though the culture is kind of really messed up, but it's a whole thing when you want to keep like it's kind of they just want to redo the segregation, bring back segregation. It's like you can't
It's
really mix.
happening.
Like there's a lot of people that's how they're doing it. They're like you shouldn't like for example, I see someone I use this an example like this mixed parent who still tell their kids to not trust. Like imagine you're a mixed parent, you have a mixed child, and like you're
Yeah.
telling your kid, yo, don't trust black people or don't trust white people. Some people ask some biracial parent, not biracial parent, but some parent of biracial kids actually say certain things like this, or what I'm saying. And to be honest, I feel like it's wrong in one way. That's not how you really promote. Because I know a lot of
You don't
black
promote
dads.
being nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of black dads. Honestly, they're not showing anything to their kids, bro. Let's be honest. Just like the color doesn't really matter in this situation because it is a
I
foster kid.
find that most maybe a little while ago, but I find that people see color. Like people see color and they try to separate themselves from different cultures. Right? I dated a girl for some time, and her father really liked me. So super liked me, and she was black, very very dark skinned lady, beautiful woman, and her husband was her father was a super nice guy, but They were walking downtown after about 4 months of me and her dating, and I guess they had seen a couple walking down the street, and there was a black guy and a white girl, and her dad said to her, "Oh, I can't stand that." And then she's like, "Oh, Dad, like, tell me how you really feel about Andrew. Because if you don't like that, then what do you think of Andrew? Because he's whiter than white, like as far as color goes."
Mm.
You know, it's just interesting the way people see things, and especially today, especially with the government after COVID and stuff, they have just completely segregated us and tried to push us apart and tried to, you know, like, what are they doing with all these immigrants? Like, it's crazy.
Hmm.
You're on the phone, buddy?
My bad. I was checking the live stream to see how many people are here. But
There's three people.
one thing I'd like to add.
Shelly, hey, just a second. Shelly, shout out. Hi,
Shout out to
Shelly.
Shelly.
Yeah, she's awesome. She always goes on to my she's always on my stuff making comments. Totally appreciate you, Shelly. She's from up north British Columbia. Super awesome lady. Going through her issues. Like, everyone's going through their issues as a result of COVID. And you know, our title of the video today, right after Carney's installation, is it more confused than ever? Like, everything's confusing.
Yes, it's everything is pretty confusing, but there's still a little time left. But the one thing I'd like to add is that they're about to go on vacation very soon for 4 months. So that's one thing Pierre really wanted to, you know, he really wanted everyone to be working until everything is dealt with. But now they're about to go on vacation.
Why
It
don't
seems very relaxed. There's nothing really going on.
why don't we put that video up with Pierre and what he said? Let's go there, because I think he came out to talk about the party, right? Like, who is
Yep.
the installation of the clown.
De Justin Trudeau. Pour ceux qui ont emploi et des meilleurs salaires, gagner et ces gens,
Me just
that
skip the
anyone
French
who
See
part.
what
works
I
hard
mean? You gotta
gets a
have.
great life in an affordable. It's our constitutional duty to hold the
How much
government
is
to
the
account.
delay
We will do
on?
that.
Mhm.
There's a way that you can turn the delay right off. You know that? Like,
The
from when
delay
we're
of
talking right now to,
the latency.
yeah, latency. There's a way to turn it right off. Did you know that?
No.
When leading the charge on the debate over carbon taxes, inflation,
Let me see the part where he talks.
c'est probable que ça va their hopes of legalization of hard drugs. Stephen Guilbeault, who's
Okay, there you
to
go.
build more affordable homes and develop resources, our streets with stronger laws and borders.
Turn it. No, where does he
Canadians
talk
cannot
about?
afford more high
This is
spending,
all
No, he's
high
about
bullshit, bro.
to.
This
taxing,
guy just repeats
overregulating,
himself
out of
like,
touch
fuck.
liberal policies.
Excuse my
that
language.
priced the food
This
bank
guy's got to stop
and
repeating
made
himself.
life unbearable for too many. A good game about reversing liberal policies in the start. The first disappointment is, unfortunately, his cabinet. He appointed Trudeau's old team and Trudeau's old advisors. Stephen Guilbeault, whose radical green agenda would shut down all future developments in our resource industry, is still the minister responsible for Quebec. Sean Fraser was the immigration minister who caused the immigration crisis, the housing minister who gave us the housing crisis, and now he's the minister responsible for addressing the liberal crime crisis.
So let's start with this first one.
Sean Fraser.
Mr. Sean Fraser. Do you know anything about this Sean Fraser?
Let me.
Because like, to me it's kind of crazy.
He's in MLA, right? 1984. He's born in 1984, man. This is, who is he now? What did they sign him up as?
He's the, hold on, I just missed it.
I mean, you can even just put up the new cabinet. You know what I mean?
He's apparently responsible to address the crime crisis.
He's the he's so where is the new cabinet? Here's the new cabinet. Anita Anand is the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Here he is, Sean Fraser. He's the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Canada. So he's he's responsible for Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency. Why don't we just ask? So he was the housing minister, correct?
Hold on, let me show you the official website. Let's hope he's the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Canada, Minister responsible of the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency.
So if you just go to chat, I go to chat and do a whole bunch of things. So he had aggressive immigration targets amid the housing shortage. So Fraser increased Canada's annual immigration target by 500,000 to 225. This guy has created such an epidemic in relationship to the immigration. Hey?
You know, so now he's our Attorney General and Minister of Justice. So he's the one that's going to be dealing with everything after
Like what?
Carney.
Like what?
Hold on.
Tell me what he's going to do, bro. Tell me what's up. I want to hear your views.
So the ministry is the largest justice system in Canada and one of the largest in North America.
I know, but bro, he's in charge of the courts, right? He's in charge of the policing. He's basically in charge of all the laws. So these people that are going to jail and getting out released the next day, he's in charge. He's going to be the one that basically can put an end to that. But is he?
I mean, if we look at his track record of having aggressive immigration policies, and we know the Liberals, they don't really care about crime. Let's be really honest.
Do you think so though? I think they do care. I think honestly, they're just being controlled. Like, I think if you put Sean in his house with his family, I mean, I don't know, does the guy have kids? Does he have kids? Does he have a family with children? Let's see.
Yeah, he has a wife and 2 kids.
He has, like he's got an 8-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son. Like seriously, right? Like, what do you think, bro?
Does having a family really would matter much? Honestly, I'm not too sure.
Think about it, bro. You got 2 kids under 10, and you live in the metropolitan area of downtown Toronto, and you're African American. You're from Haiti, and you're clearly not Muslim, and you're clearly come from a Christian background. Your parents brought you to maybe an Anglican church or something like that. Mm-hmm. And now you always like to take your kids and your wife down to the store to buy your groceries on Sunday morning. But now every Sunday morning you have to walk through Palestinian flags and people campaigning to the war and the crisis that's going on in a different part of the world. How would that affect you?
This honestly, it wouldn't affect me much. It wouldn't affect me much because I'm someone who have options on whether or not I believe that these policies are like to me, it looks crazy to like have the police, have all these institutions just looking the other way. Only today, or I mean, no, not today, but only recently, some institution in the States have started pushing back on these different protests, pushing back on these different things, just because they got a pressure from our big boy Trump. But if there was no pressure, all these things people will just look away from it or even support it, you know?
Yeah, I honest. Come on, bro. Think about this. Like, think about what you just said. I got to challenge you here. If this stuff doesn't affect you,
I mean, it affects all of us, but me emotionally, not really. Maybe financially, but other than this, I don't really think so.
does it bother you
Yes,
when?
it bothers
Okay.
me.
So you're
It
going
does.
to a movie with your girlfriend, and you've got to go from this point to that point. But in order to get to that point, you've got to walk through a place where you've just been told there's 2 years ago you used to walk down that street and it was totally fine. There was no drug issues, there was no homelessness, and now it's now there's homelessness everywhere and drug addiction, and people are getting shanked and stabbed, and it's just brutal. Like, it's a brutal system everywhere. Like, I don't know what Brampton's like, bro, but from my understanding, it's
Yeah.
pretty bad right now. Like, wasn't there a guy just got, like, in Vancouver? There was a guy that, like,
Mhm.
uh an Indian person from India that, I guess, he killed a couple girls, sisters, or something like that. And
Holy.
yeah, he was like, I don't know, where is it? I mean, we could probably find it. Um, it's on my X. You have
He killed
X?
girls. Yeah, I do.
I mean, you
Oh,
can
and
find. There's so much
right here, I
stuff on
found it. I
X.
found it.
Yeah, the guy stabbed the two girls.
Share screen. Hold on, guys.
Yeah, I wish I could do the StreamYard. I got to figure it out so I can take controls. The I have so much. There's so much crap on my X.
Man sentenced for killing young woman at Kelowna UBCO.
No, that's not it.
No.
No, but here's it. Listen, like, there's another one. They're all over.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
There's no way I can share my screen, eh?
Unfortunately, not. Uh, but I do have X if you can just tag me.
You do.
If you check your private chat, I just sent it to you.
Do you find me?
Drew Coover 56.
There we go. Yeah, bro. You just so much shit on my X account's blowing up. The last, like, 4 or 5 days, I got an extra 100 followers.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
I
it's just
think that's
blowing
cool.
up because of the stuff that's going on, man. Go on to my profile and you'll see all this stuff. Can you go onto my profile?
Yep.
Do you see the, like, picture I made on May the 13th? Scroll down a bit. It's a clown
This
show.
one?
Yeah.
New Canadian
The
clown.
new-
Let me open it in the big screen here.
Isn't it awesome? It's a beautiful picture. But if you scroll down,
Mm.
look at what's going on. Like, just go down a little bit more. Go down, go down, go down, go down, go down. Right there. Turn that up. Go up, go up,
Oh,
go up.
hold on.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Let me
Go
just
up.
get our faces in there. Hold on.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
All right.
So go up.
This
the leader
video?
of the country. I'm like,
No, go up. No, I don't want to
live-
see this. This is
Oh.
stupid. This is Mark Carney's neighbor in England. Go up
Oh.
the other way.
Up?
Yep. Up. Right there. Up more. Right there. Click that. Open that up. This is a bus system.
SkyTrain station.
People in Vancouver are scrapping on the buses. Like there's almost like a couple fights. I mean, every time I go on the bus, there's some shit going on. Watch this. He punched him in the back of the head. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That's not, watch this. Watch what the guy does. He's just tired. People are just frustrated of this, bro. They're just frustrated. Watch this. He kicks him. Don't go fast. No, don't go fast. Watch it. Don't go fast.
YouTube, because of YouTube, you know, I can't really, you know.
Oh, because of YouTube, you can't watch it. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No worries, but I can play it quickly, you know.
Yeah, I mean, here, so cut out of this one. This is happening everywhere in Vancouver right now. What is shit?
He got rocked. He got rocked by an old dude, the old timer, eh? Yeah. He didn't expect that one.
It's happening everywhere, but like people are just tired of it, man. Like people are legitimately just tired. People are legitimately tired, man. No one's watching us. Go up to the keep going up. I'll show you some more stuff. This is the one that went viral. Did you see this one? Where did you go?
Hold on. Right here.
No, turn that off, man. Because you're gonna get in trouble. Keep going.
Yeah, I can't lie.
Have you seen that one?
This one?
No, the one up there with the priest. Have you seen that?
This one?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, turn it on.
So let me
just turn it on. Listen to it. Open it up and turn it on. Listen to it.
Your governor of your bank, Mark Carney lived in the UK for so long. He was your governor of your bank. What do you think of him?
He was my neighbor down the road from me in Swiss Cottage. I didn't realize he was Canadian.
Listen.
I'm shocked that he's been elected as the leader, first and foremost, of the party, and then the leader of the country. I'm like,
hey,
you live down the road from me in Camden. What are you doing in Canada? So
my bad. YouTube sent me a notification.
I don't know where his interests are. I don't know what his agenda is, but I'm not sure it's for the people of Canada.
How the UK people perceive that man.
So pause this. So this guy lived down the street from Mark Carney in England.
Yeah. And he's not giving a good review of him.
No, bro. It's 100%. So close this down and go up. Close this video down and go up. Well, no, go down, like scroll down to like a couple days. Keep going. So this is the video that's been seen like 500,000 times.
Jeez.
Have you seen this one?
Nope.
Yeah, check this out. Open it up.
Get to
go all the way to the bottom, all the way to the back.
The kids today are just struggling. The 20-year-olds, there's no jobs for them out there.
Who gets all the jobs?
The migrants. The companies get to hire the migrants. When they hire them, they pay them less. Okay, and also they could get kickbacks from the government. I own a convenience store, for instance. I hire you. You're from India. Then I get an MLR9. I get to hire you. And basically what happens is I pay you $20 an hour. The government every 3 months gives me a 30% kickback. I was in Prince George, my hometown. The people at the movie theater, the lady was telling me she doesn't want to work here anymore because everyone she works with is Indian and they all speak Punjab. So she goes to work. She's a Canadian kid that grew up in a small conservative town that can't work in a place because no one that she works with actually speaks English because they come here and they don't speak English either. If you were that person that owned the movie theater and your cost of doing.
So what I'm talking about is last summer when I took off across the province and I just interviewed a whole bunch of people. I just asked, I love talking to people. And this lady at the movie theater, my son and I went to go see a movie. It was a holiday. We decided, let's go sit in the movie theater and eat some popcorn, get out of the mobile home. So this girl started telling me how she doesn't want to work at the Cineplex anymore because I recognized it right away. She was the only Canadian kid. She was a white girl, but she was the only Canadian kid there. Everyone else was an immigrant, and she was like by herself and the till, and the rest of them, there's like 4 other workers. They were over on the other side, and they were all talking really loud and laughing and playing. So I had a conversation and just said, I don't like working here anymore. Like, everyone I know tries to get a job, and because we need to work, we need money, but they're not having fun because you can't even talk with people because they don't speak English. I'm not trying to be a dink. It just is what it is, you know? You're muted.
To be honest, it's low-key the same thing in certain areas. Like, it's when you have a big population that is from somewhere and they go to they come here. Let's just use Canada example. They come to Canada and everything around them is the same people. They're not going to go out of the way to go learn. Well, they should have known English before even coming here, but they're not going to go out of the way to make their English better. They're not going to go out of their way to actually go outside of their culture because their culture is already here. That's what a lot of people, even in Brampton, is saying. This is like they come here. I was expecting to come to Canada. When I came here, it's like a little India, and
it's hard. Like, you just
like even migrants are saying that themselves. So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I know. I've spoken to quite a few people of a certain ethnic background, and they actually talk to me about how they're like, it's hard for them because people in Canada are like being racial, like, towards certain groups, and it's sad, right? Like, because people are frustrated. For instance, this person I know, he's East Indian. His parents came here in the 70s. You know, I know him well. He's a good friend. And he said, Drew, like, people look at me different. I get these weird vibes from people because this is what happens. People come here and yeah, it's just hard. I have no idea what it's like in Brampton, but it can't be that easy, right?
Yo, it's around the same thing. And like when a lot of people like congregate here, and there's no there's no incentive for people to actually try to mix in and trying to actually like I'm gonna be honest here, bro. Like, you don't it's like it's like segregated. Let's just be honest. It's like segregated here. And that's something that Loki needs to change, because it's not gonna be better in the future. It's just gonna be like, okay, that's their area, now that's our area. And that's something that's natural, you know. If you go to a cafeteria, as even maybe not as kids, but if you go somewhere where a lot of people are eating together, they're most likely gonna regroup and like form certain sects.
100%. Like, when I grew up as a kid, I couldn't go to. So, for instance, I had a friend of mine that he's Indian. His parents came from India. They work in the mills, and they didn't immigrate. They immigrated here for their children, but they all hung out as adults together. They all went to chapel. They all went to their church, their temple. Right? They didn't immigrate. They didn't go and like hang out at the parks with white people. They didn't hang out with the Canadian people. They hung out amongst themselves back then, and they still do it today. But so all this stuff, you know, when you hear people say, "Oh, people are like value Canadians," and they come here and they're like, you know, they come here and they value the Canadian way of life. They're I don't know, like you go to Haiti, right? So how is it in Haiti? When you go to Haiti, everyone automatically knows you're Canadian. Like, how's your experience there?
Honestly, second I go to, when I was 11, moved back to Haiti, and as soon as I opened my mouth, they called me white.
They called you white?
Yes, they call me white boy.
Wow.
As dark as I am, they call me white boy.
Yeah.
Because of the
That's
difference.
what I mean, people.
And
that's what I mean. It's so stupid, right? Like, it's our culture.
And also one thing I'd like to add from from what you said before is like I remember at the park the second uh, the people who actually play basketball come to the park. The second we go there, the brown people leave. You know what I'm saying? It was like an instinct. The second it's
I don't
our time.
understand.
Segregation. Basically, it's like they would tell their kids, like, yo, don't play with this, don't play with that. As soon as they come here, we leave.
The white
Now,
people,
nah, the brown people, like I said.
the Indians. So
Yeah.
the new Indians.
No, that was back in 2015.
Okay, so before the pandemic, you'd go to the park, and there would be a bunch of immigrants from India. And
Yeah.
what did you say would happen?
The second we touch down, like they can see us from far walking towards the park. The second they see that, it's time to go.
They leave.
Pack up and literally pack up and left. And and then now, fast forward now, like it's like now we go there, we're super minority now. It's like they don't care. You can do whatever you want.
Well,
And-
my buddy called it the train, the immigration station. Like I'm like, what? He goes, it's every bus stop and every bus stop in Vancouver, they call it the immigration station. I said, oh, holy shit. I don't even have to ask him what he means by that, because the reality is the bus system is predominantly full of immigrants.
Yeah.
They're all using the bus, they're all using transit. It's almost like Canadians now, they have cars, unless you're an Uber driver. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
I hate to say it, right? But I don't know. Is there hope for us?
Honestly, we need to, unless Canada really builds builds an identity. Don't call it a mosaic, because a mosaic, what is a mosaic gonna do? Well, the mosaic is still separate. There's no link.
It's like lasagna, pizza, and butter chicken all mixed into one. It's a real mess of color.
Yeah, and like for example, like if I ask any, like when I was doing my street interviews, bro, every time I'm asking you, like, who you voting for? Anytime I'm asking any question, bro, 90% of the people did not speak English, or they're not even allowed to vote. So to me, that was kind of crazy. It was very hard for me to even talk to people, real voters. It was hard for me. The only like type of Indian who talked to me were the ones who were very politically aligned, or those who have businesses. So those who had business, like there was one person who has a business. The only thing this guy told me is, "Oh, I don't like that Pierre Poilievre is kissing his wife." Like when yes, bro. I saw my YouTube. He asked me. I don't. I asked him, little question. That's the first thing he brought up. He's like, he's kissing his wife. What is he trying to prove? So he was very mad about that.
How do you feel about Pierre Poilievre, man? How do you feel about Pierre Poilievre?
Honestly, he's cool. But
seriously though, like he lost his riding.
The only thing though is I feel like maybe it's not part of this conservative agenda, but let's be honest, he was not gonna do anything about immigration.
He's not, bro.
He was never going to. He was not gonna do it. He was probably gonna do just like Carney did.
Just a second. Give me 10 pictures. Just a second. Give me 10 pictures that show Pierre Poilievre wearing different culture clothes in Canada.
Yeah, that's the one thing. That's the one thing that a lot of people are like, you're saying you're gonna cap immigration, but at one of those events he was at, he was telling, I bring your family, I bring your family, I bring your family, I bring your family, I bring your family. I'm not.
Yeah, bro, but
I'm not anti-immigration, but it just sounds like he's not. He's gonna
yeah, but
basically doing the
it's
same
all
thing.
it's all BS, bro. It's all BS. Like here he is in like 5 different pictures. Like he's with the Asian and he's got like this Asian sort of jacket on, like this robe thing, right? And then he's
Me,
with
my
the Indians
question.
and he's got a thing on his head. I'd never, bro, listen, if I went
Mm,
to Haiti and Haiti wore
we
some sort of clothing to
yeah.
recognize their religion or their culture, I'd never wear it out of respect because I don't know their culture. Now, I'd wear it if I lived there and I felt like I was part of their culture,
Yeah.
but I'd never wear it. And I don't understand these politicians that actually do this. They
It's because they're
actually,
playing the identity politics. It's like,
Mhm.
come rock with me. I'm in your clothes. I'm in
Yeah,
your things. You have to vote for me. And honestly, that's something that's been killing, like basically, been killing everyone. You know,
yeah.
killing everyone's like. You don't seem credible when you do that.
You're not credible.
You don't seem credible when you do that. And then when you say things about cut, that's the one thing a lot of people like were telling me is like, yo, John Parlev is not gonna do ish about this. You're not gonna do ish about this. Uh it's a lot of people were trying to tell me that they just voted for him to bring him like if he won to bring Canada back to closer to the right, you know,
Yeah,
and then vote
he
something
won't
else.
though. He won't though.
Definitely won't.
Hey, boss, I got to get going here because I got a big meeting at 2 o'clock, so I got to shut her down soon.
All right, no worries, man. But now everything's set up.
So I
Y'all,
think
Mhm.
tomorrow, I think what you need to do is you need to find like 5 things you want to talk about, and we can like talk about them for like 5 or 6 minutes each because like
Mhm.
having this conversation, it's just like we're at coffee shop just talking about this, going from here to here to here to there. And I don't think we'll get as many viewers interested to stick around because we're kind of all over the place. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we gotta find like 10 subjects that we want to talk about and stick on it. Does that make sense?
All right. So we just had 4 viewers here. So what can we do? I mean, what time are we setting up tomorrow
I think
for
early in the
your time?
morning. I mean, it's Wednesday, right? I mean, I think we just go at like 9:30 my time, so 1:30 your time. 9:30 is 12:30 your time, right?
9:30.
Yeah, so 9:30 my time.
Yeah, 11:30.
That's 11.
10.
That's 3
No,
hours.
12:30.
12:30. So 12:30 your time, 9:30 my time, and we have to pick like you've got to pick 3 different topics, and I'll pick 3 different topics, and then we'll
Mhm.
literally like I have a timer right here like on my on my desk, and then we can segue from one to one to one, and we can talk about the three different things. But you've got to bring up 3 things that you're really interested in talking about, that you're knowledgeable about, other than just going from like issue to issue to issue. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Because that's when we're going to get people like, you know, especially on the YouTube thumbnail. Like I'll create a really cool thumbnail for it in relationship to like, you know, like I think the one we did today, I think that thumbnail is actually not that bad. I mean, the thumbnail is not good, the picture, but
Yeah.
the description, like the description is good. After Carney's installation, is Canada more confused than ever? I think that's a really good grab, but the picture's got to link it together if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no worries, man. We're gonna work on this tomorrow. Now we have the dual stream going on, so it'll be
Okay.
easier for us to stream on all different platforms.
Okay, bud.
And
Okay,
and
so I'm
yeah,
gonna
man.
get going because I've got to prepare for this 2 o'clock meeting. So God bless you. I will talk to you at 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, my time.
All right, all right.
All right, God bless, bro.